Hello, St. Anthony's community. We are celebrating the solemnity of the most holy body and blood of Jesus Christ. Here we recall the institution of the Holy Eucharist. This celebration gives us an opportunity to reflect on the great mystery of God's love, so that we thank God for the gift of His Son, Jesus Christ. The Holy Eucharist is the source and summit of Christian life. Now, for the background, the Jewish Passover was celebrated on the 14th day of Nisan, and the Passover recalled the central truth of the Jewish people, namely their redemption from Egyptian bondage. There were many prescriptions that God gave them on how to celebrate the Passover. They slaughtered a year-old, unblemished lamb and ate it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. The unleavened bread to remind them the haste with which they had to leave Egypt. The bitter herbs reminds them of the slavery, the bondage that they went through, the suffering. God commanded them to celebrate this deliverance every year, and that was the Passover festival. He gave them a perpetual ordinance: do this in remembrance of me. At this celebration, the father of the family breaks bread, gives thanks, and distributes it to the rest of the family. He does so also with the wine, 4 cups of wine that are shared. And then the eldest in the family is supposed to ask the father, "Father, why is this night different from others?" And so the father would explain the whole story of how God delivered them from Egypt, and told them that this celebration has to be done from generation to generation. And this story was called the Passover Haggadah. Now Jesus, a perfect Jew, also chooses the Jewish Passover to celebrate his Last Supper with his disciples. And just as the father of the family took bread, blessed, broke, distributed, took wine, blessed, distributed, so Jesus did the same thing. But there was an important difference. When he gave the bread, he said, "This is my body." When he gave the wine, he said, "This is my blood, which is poured out for many." And so with these words, he transformed the ancient Passover to a new Passover, to a new covenant, where there was no more the shedding of blood of animals, but rather his very own blood, his self-sacrifice on the cross. So the Last Supper prefigured the bloody sacrifice on the cross. And Jesus also told his disciples, "Do this in remembrance of me." And we say it at every Mass, "Do this in remembrance of me." So therefore, the Eucharist that we celebrate, the very word Eucharist comes from Greek, Eucharisteo, which means to give thanks. So at every Mass, we give thanks to God for what God has done for us in Jesus. We offer ourselves through Him, with Him, in thanksgiving to God. So we celebrate the past in the present, looking forward to the future banquet in heaven. And so we say, Christ has died, Christ is risen, Christ will come again. So every Eucharist is a celebration of heaven on earth. That's what's so special about it. We have a foretaste of that heavenly banquet. We live in hope that someday we will celebrate with the Lord. So therefore, the Eucharist is the source and summit of our Christian lives. Let us celebrate the Holy Eucharist. Let us celebrate every Mass with reverence, thanking God for this great gift of the abiding, real, true presence of Jesus among us. Thank you.